Hallo ihr Lieben, ich bin's, Language Bay und herzlich willkommen zu meinem YouTube-Kanal. Heute, das geht ein bisschen anders, weil ich Deutsch besser als Spanisch kann eigentlich. Deswegen, ich dachte mir, okay, vielleicht ein bisschen Deutsch. So yeah, hopefully that wasn't lost on you guys. I know you guys are used to the little Spanish introduction, but thought maybe I'd try German and then like maybe another time I'll try French. But anyway, first and foremost, if this is your first time watching my videos, thank you, welcome. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Also turn on your notifications so that you're notified each and every time that I drop a video. Trying to drop these weekly. So, you know, just little things that'll help you, little tips, tricks, my musings, whatever. If you're not new and you've been riding with me for, you know, whether it be a week or the 3 years that I have been having this YouTube channel, welcome back and thank you for coming back. Today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about 3 things that you should have learned in a foreign language you probably didn't learn how to say, how to communicate. One thing I do want to say, just in case, let me disclaim, I do not necessarily speak standard English. Like, there are going to be times where I speak slang or my vernacular because I am Black. And I also, even though I'm from New York, I did also live down south for a little while, so I will interchangeably use Black vernacular from up north and Black vernacular from down south. And so just know, like, if you're looking for the prim and proper, always speaking standard English correctly, that's not me. I do speak English correctly. I do speak English properly. However, I'm occasionally going to say some things that, you know, Black people are known to say that not considered correct. So just know that going in. So if you hear me say something like, you know, I be done took that, then, you know, just know it may not be right, and that's just me. So I just wanted to say that because I was with one of my friends one time, and we was talking about something, and I was like, parents is I said what I said. I said parents is crazy, and then she was like, oh, does she only just have one like parent? And I was like, no. And she was like, oh, because you said parents is. I was like, okay, well, we're gonna go this route. That's how like we be talking like that. So doesn't it's not right, but you know, whatever. So I don't know if you guys caught that, but whatever. So anyway, I spent like enough time talking about that. So anyway, 3 things that you should know, you should have learned how to talk about. The thing is, when people decide to learn language, they always want to learn the curse words first. You know, pendeja. You know, they want to learn how to say the curse words. They want to learn how to flirt. Oh, te quiero mucho. You know, they want to learn how to use slang. You know what I mean? You know, am I lying? Like, this is not a lie. I clearly remember in like my Spanish. Well, I never really had Spanish class like that, but I clearly remember my French class, and I tried to call myself taking German. I had to drop it because I was like, no, this is too much on me. But I clearly remember in the language classes, kids acting a fool, wanting to learn these things. It's like, that's all fun and games, but how far is that going to get you when you're sick, you know what I'm saying, in Portugal? You know what I'm saying? You on your trip. How far is the word pendeja going to get you with, you know, your doctor when you're in Barcelona? Just to let me know, because I don't think it's going to get you that far. You know, it may get you that far. You know what? We'll get to the first point. How about that? The first thing you need to know, which, okay, learning the curse words is going to help you with this, is how to defend yourself verbally. Because the bottom line is, people are going to make fun of you. You know what I mean? When you're going to get it from the people that you speak the same native language. They're going to make fun of you because they're going to call you a wannabe or whatever. Or you're going to get made fun of from the people that speak that language, you know, especially when you're in the beginning learning, you don't know that much. So depending upon your situation, whether it's study abroad or whether you're learning the language locally, you know, you could be bullied. you know. And I say that because one of my favorite beauty bloggers who she's kind of changed her brand a little bit. She's from Suriname. I actually met her in person. Her name is Kleur Moi, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. She speaks Dutch. And she came from Suriname, and she made a video about her coming to America story. She shared her experience about being bullied in high school. She was in Florida, actually where I used to live, I think in Plantation. I used to live in Tamarack, not too far from Plantation. But anyway, she shared her story, and I'll put the link in the description bar below so you can watch it. But she basically taught herself how to defend herself in English, because they would call her, like, I think she said they call her like refugee. They would always tell her she was from Haiti and bully her even though she was from Suriname. And because she didn't speak Spanish, so she had to be from Haiti. You know, just how short-sighted the thinking is in the U.S. sometimes. But, you know, you got to learn some phrases that says, you know, you are not to be messed with. So in that essence, yes, the curse words are going to be useful to you. But another thing I do, because, you know, I speak English as a native language, like if I get beside myself too much, like you don't really make me see red, I'm not even finna curse you out in German no more. I'm just going straight to English. I'm going to curse you out in English because y'all understand that, and I'm not finna play with y'all. Like, that's just what it is. But at the same time, if I haven't gotten all the way, like if the switch ain't been flipped all the way, yes, I'm going to defend myself in German. I'm going to say something to you and let you know, listen, I'm not the one. So that's the number one thing you need to learn, is how to defend yourself, because people love to pick at people they think are weak or maybe weak, because they know the ones to try. They're not going to try it. You know what I'm saying? They're not finna try it on somebody that's a big bad wolf. They're not going to go there. They're going to say, oh, this person's new to the country. Oh, you know, I'm gonna pick on them because they're insecure. They don't know the language. They don't know how things work. And it's like the minute you're like, oh no, you got the wrong one today, but I could be the right one and get you right, then it's like, okay, let me leave her or leave him alone. So that's the first thing you need to do. Second thing, talking to a doctor. People get injured and sick abroad all the time. Matter of fact, I was just sick 2 weeks ago. I had to go to the emergency room. And it's like, you can't even, well, I can't, but you can't even articulate basic concepts like pain or discomfort. Like going like this and saying, you know, me duele, okay, that's a start. But come on, like, you know, making weird faces, and you got to be able to say something. One of my favorite like natural hair bloggers, she's from Panama. She's a doctor, and she was telling me that, you know, she used to live in Japan. I don't know where she lives now. She lived in Germany and then she moved to Japan. Anyway, she said it's a pain to try to diagnose patients who can't communicate. Like, even where I was at the emergency room, a patient came in that spoke Polish. They said they didn't have nobody. They said they had someone spoke German, they had someone spoke Turkish, they had someone spoke English, they had someone spoke Spanish, but they didn't have no, and the person left. Just imagine, they're sick, they need help, and they just left because they couldn't get nobody to speak to. Do you want that to be you? Then you need to be able to at least say some basics like, hey, this is the situation, this is what's wrong with me, help me out. That's it. You know, learn some anatomy basics, especially if you got a chronic condition or you have a condition. You should already have memorized that before you go anywhere. You should already know how to say, oh, you know, I have sciatica or whatever the case may be. You need to already know that. So put that in your vocabulary. And the last thing you need to know is like haggling and negotiating. A lot of times in Western society, like in the U.S., the price is the price. Even though people always want to negotiate, oh, can you give me that? Can you? That's a new thing. Price is the price. Usually, unless the unit is like defective, or you're like at a flea market or something like that, like some kind of place where you could negotiate. Usually, you don't. But in other countries, sometimes that's expected. Like sometimes that's just a part of the culture. That's what it is. You don't pay the price. That's just a starting point. That's a jump off point. So, you know, you want to learn just some basic phrases like, no, I'm not finna pay that. This is what I'm paying. You got me twisted. I'm not paying that. I'm paying this. Okay, I'm leaving. Like, learn those things. Because when you go into countries where haggling and negotiating is just a part of the culture, like that's just what it is, you want to be prepared. You don't want to just be sitting there like, So, this isn't an all-inclusive list, but these are 3 things, especially if you travel. You need to know these things. It's imperative in order for you to be comfortable. You know what I mean? To have a comfortable stay wherever it is you're going, where the language is not the same as your native language. Between defending yourself verbally, going to the doctor, you could end up saving your own life just by knowing how to communicate these things. So make sure when you're studying your languages, you learn these things, especially if you're traveling, because you're gonna have to learn it eventually. So might as well just start now. So what are some things that you guys think you should have learned when, they should have taught you when you was first starting to learn the language, though you found out you needed later, maybe, for whatever reason, maybe later on you became interested in it, or maybe you traveled and you just realized you didn't have the vocabulary you needed. What are some things you already knew maybe that helped you? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Like, just, whatever you think was helpful or would have been helpful to know. So there it is, 11 minutes. I was aiming for 10 minutes, but I'm in 11. I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked it, leave some comments, leave some hearts. Let me know what you thought about, if you think those things are valid, or maybe you think something else is more imperative to know when you're learning another language. And I'm just going to cut it right there. I'm not going to do the house cleaning. You know about the group. You should know by now. If you don't watch my other videos, you know about where to find me on social media. It's in the the description box below. And that's going to be it for today. Catch me on my next video. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me. And that's it. I'll talk to you later. Besitos. Adios.